Hi, I'm JT DeBolt. I'm a former U.S. Navy pilot who spent over 12 years on active duty, living out really what ended up being a childhood dream. When I was a kid, I grew up having the desire to be a Navy pilot, and I heard so many times growing up, hey, you know, it might not be for you, or the odds are kind of against you, and quite frankly, it was easy to get discouraged, but I kind of hung in there and sustained my desire to pursue my dream. I enlisted in the Navy right out of high school when I was 18. Spent 4 years on active duty as an aircraft mechanic, really learning about, you know, self-preservation and perseverance and these types of things. And I applied to become an officer so that I could go off to flight school multiple times, well over 6 times, and every single time I was denied. The U.S. Navy told me, no, you're not good enough, or we're not looking for you. So it was very disheartening. I actually ended up getting out of the Navy, getting off active duty, and working some full-time jobs as much as I could to go off to college, to use the GI Bill to get myself through college. I had a lot of support from family and loved ones and some great friends. And eventually what ended up happening was I got into the University of Colorado, got my degree, got my commission, and got accepted to flight school. Now, flight school was tough. Ended up making it through flight school, earning my wings of gold just before September 11th, 2001. And I spent over 8 years of my life pursuing my childhood dream, which was to be a Navy pilot. Now, I can tell you that in 2008 is when I actually got out of the military. I left the active duty service then and made the transition to become an entrepreneur. This was in the face of probably one of the toughest economic times our country has known in decades, certainly generations. So I was very fortunate, very grateful for the lessons that I learned from the military, specifically leadership, and in particular personal leadership. I think individual leadership, the ability to be a self-starter, to be your toughest critic, to be your toughest boss, and yet to have the confidence in yourself to be able to persevere is so critical, particularly in today's economy where entrepreneurs are challenged not just to do better, not just to put out a better product, but to be consistent, to be persistent, and to be very creative and resourceful. This personal leadership skill, the type of stuff that I learned on active duty, both as an enlisted man who worked his way up to become an officer, are definitely the things that set me apart as an entrepreneur, and I'm very grateful for that. There was a couple of challenges, though, along the way as I made the transition from the military battlefield into the business battlefield. Some skills that I did not learn in the military, stuff that I had to learn and teach myself, really. The primary skill that I had to learn was how to market myself. Really self-branding, branding my own personal brand was a really critical skill that I had to learn over time, not something that they teach you in the military. There's a reason that uniformity and conformity is very important in the military. It helps sustain esprit de corps. It establishes, you know, the type of order and discipline that you need to conduct military operations, particularly in a time of war. But not having the skills to be able to brand myself and set myself apart as a leader in business was something that I had to learn myself, and I learned from some really great mentors. I've been very fortunate to have some really smart people along the road with me who have helped me along the way to show me how to do that. Now, what I think is important here is we've got a lot of folks that are going to be transitioning from the military. Over 500,000 people each year that are going to make that transition. What can we do as former military members to assist these people, to really empower them to become effective military or effective entrepreneurs using their military skill? Well, first and foremost, I think it's key to set the example, to show those people that it is possible to have a life outside of the military. Now, even if you're still on active duty, you can be your own boss. You can be a military member and still be an entrepreneur and own your own business. It's truly amazing, the freedom and the power to be able to do the things that you want to do, to live passionately and chase what your true desire is. The other thing that's important about setting this example as a former military leader, to show other military members that they can get out here and create their own business and be a successful entrepreneur, is to demonstrate this to the world at large. I think that as society and as the world at large starts to see how powerful military folks are, how their skill set, their leadership, their perseverance, their self-discipline, these types of skills that are so critically important for entrepreneurs to be successful. When they start to see us live that example, they're going to see the value in these military folks that are making this transition each year. So I'm very grateful that I had my 12 years of service as a Navy pilot and as an aircraft mechanic, worked my way up from being an enlisted guy to being an officer, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be an entrepreneur in today's society. I truly believe that entrepreneurs are the answer to how we're going to change the world in the future. And I truly believe that the military member that's serious about becoming an entrepreneur can be a huge force to be reckoned with and a huge measure of that success for our world and our country. My name is JT DeBolt. I'm a former U.S. Navy pilot. I'm very grateful to bring this message to you. And if you're a military member that's considering making that transition, give yourself some time to really think about it. Consider the fact that you have some skill sets, some true talents that are exclusive to military members that can give you the edge in business. I look forward to working with you very soon. Take care and make it a great day.